Well, the all-important midterm elections just 3 weeks from today, and the control of Congress could change hands. With stakes that high, political ads are filling the airways, but you may not always know who's paying for them. This morning, we're following the money. That's why we're going to senior congressional correspondent Dana Bash. She's taking a look at the legal loopholes and telling us why we should care. Hey, Dana.
Hey there, Kara. Well, consider this statistic from the nonpartisan watchdog group OpenSecrets.org. In nearly half of the most competitive Senate races, outside groups are spending more than the candidates themselves. Now, more money is pouring into these outside groups on both sides of the aisle, but it is the Republicans that have the enthusiasm and most of the cash. We just don't know where most of that cash is coming from.
We're doing far more than we've done.
Embattled 14-term Democrat Rick Boucher says he's never had an election enemy quite like the one he's facing now. Not his opponent.
This is an organization that is truly shadowy.
A third-party Republican group running this ad.
Boucher has failed to protect our jobs. Now it's time Rick Boucher loses his. Americans for Job Security is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Americans for Job Security is responsible. You don't know who they are.
We have no idea who these individuals are. This could be a foreign entity. It could be someone who has a corporate identity in the United States. It could be a very wealthy individual who has some grudge against me.
Americans for Job Security is one of those outside groups likely benefiting from a Supreme Court decision which, on free speech grounds, said corporations can spend unlimited money to promote or defeat candidates without disclosing donors.
It does have this website, which says it promotes free market ideas, and its more than 1,000 members are, quote, businesses, business leaders, and entrepreneurs from around the country, but also bluntly states it won't disclose donors because too often politicians or the media define an organization or message not by the merits of the argument, but rather by the perception of the people associated with it.
Republican sources say Americans for Job Security only has one full-time employee, Steve DeMora, whose offices are right across the river from Washington here in Alexandria, Virginia. Now, we left multiple phone messages for DeMora to try to get more information about his group, and we never heard back, so we came here to his office, knocked on the door, and we were told he wasn't there.
Because of the type of group that they are, you don't know if that's one American for Job Security, a million Americans for Job Security.
What we do know, with the help of the nonpartisan OpenSecrets.org, is Americans for Job Security has spent nearly $8 million against Democratic candidates nationwide. And overall, conservative outside groups have already spent $108 million. Liberal groups, $69 million. Tim Phillips with Americans for Prosperity, another GOP group, did talk to us. It's been singled out by the president.
Even though they're posing as nonprofit groups with names like Americans for Prosperity.
By the time we reach Election Day, how much will your group have spent?
This year we'll have spent around $35 million.
That money funds ads like this.
To small businesses, Betsy Markey is the same as Nancy Pelosi.
Who are its donors? The Texas billionaire Koch brothers are the group's founders and give significant dollars. Besides them, who knows?
Most of it is private individuals, but we're glad to have their support, and we do tell them, look, we're going to protect your privacy as the law allows us to do.
Key thing to remember about all this, it is legal for these particular groups to spend tens of millions to affect elections without anyone knowing who's funding them. The Supreme Court left it in Congress's hands to fix, and Democrats' legislation to do that, at least try, was blocked in the Senate before they went home for the recess. Now, Kira, today we focus on Republican outside groups, but we have to make the point that Democratic groups are hitting GOP candidates too. They're not as well funded, they're not as big, but they're out there, and we'll take a look at that tomorrow.
Got it. Dana, thanks so much. And let's keep following our money, shall we? There are new charges of insider trading by the very people who should be looking out for all of us.